Hello everybody, I'm Liz, I'm the dyer behind Chili's Yarns, and I welcome you to this podcast where I mostly talk about yarns, about the knitting festivals that I attend to, where I sell my yarns, and my knitting and reading sometimes. So how are you? How have you been? I'm good. As you can see, I'm in a reddish kind of mood. So I'm wearing my Aurica sweater made by, it is yarn by the wonderful Bynightcreations, Natalie, my friend. And this sweater was knitted for me by my very good friend Flavie. And back then at the time, I knitted her a Lizzie sweater. So that was really fun, knitting a sweater for, for someone else and receiving a sweater from someone else. So that was really, really cool. And then I'm wearing my Manhattan Shawl by Maria G, and it's made out of my own hand-dyed yarns. This is Bluebeard in my mohair and silk base Poseidon, and this is a reality to experience in my Eros base. A single with a bit of stellina. So it's not, and I'm also wearing the distance scarf in Samskara colorway Machu Pichu. So there you go, you have all the information. Sometimes I forget to say what I'm wearing, well, most of the time. And lots of people are asking me in messages. So that's why I was like, hi, good morning, I'm wearing this. So if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I live in Greece, Athens, with my two cats, Sushi and Panda. They're two black and white cats. Now Sushi is near and she was like sniffing at the tripod. She is very feisty. She doesn't like to be held so much. Oh, but surprise, she's on my lap. She stayed, but I can move her more because she's gonna leave. And so how have you been? I've been quite busy. Okay, there you go. I've been quite busy, and I was very excited to be 2 weeks ago in Berlin for Berlin Knits Festival. There hasn't been a yarn festival since 2017 in Berlin, and I was very excited to be a part of it, to go back, and I had a wonderful time. I saw many friends that I hadn't seen for a bit, some others that I had seen very recently. As you know, I was a month ago in Portugal, so I got to see again some of the same people, and then meeting new people, exchanging, having more time also to talk with several ones. So I will be telling you all of that. And so let's start with my purchase. I did 3 purchases, which one of them is yarn, and I'm very excited because I had never met them, seen them from close up. Of course, I knew of their yarns. I already have a sock yarn that I haven't knitted yet, but I was also very excited because a new yarn shop opened in Japan. It's called Yarn Forest, so you can look it up on Instagram, Yarn Forest. And the 2 first companies that they're having in their yarn shop is mine, and also these gorgeous yarns that it's called Mominoki. I am not sure if it means something. I will look it up. Mominoki, they are Germany based, and so it made sense that they were in Berlin. I was really excited to meet them and to have like a couple of minutes to talk. And I think it's one of my favorite colorways from them. And it is the colorway that I also have in sock yarn. But of course, in the mohair, the speckles takes up a bit more. And it's way more green, while in the sock yarn, it's a bit more coffee, light mocha with speckles green. Or maybe it is just next to it. Yes, it isn't exactly the same colorway. I went more green with this. This is 75% mohair and 25% silk. And it's 25 grams, not 50 grams, 210 meters. I think I just got it thinking that it was 50 grams. So now I'm like, ooh, I should be careful where I use it. But I don't know. I'm actually thinking of, instead of making socks with the other one, maybe I should make a hat and in the contrast just add the mohair, or in the ribbing. I like to do that, to have in the ribbing mohair, because it makes it more warm and also adds a bit of contrast, a bit of depth. So we'll see. And the colorway is Tunturi, and it's really cute and nice. And yeah, it goes with what I'm wearing. Yes. So I was very, very excited to meet them, and they were really cute and nice. And they also gave me one of their bags as a gift. It was their last one. So it was very kind and very generous, I think, of them. And they also gave this beautiful card in the bag. So that was my only yarn purchase from the festival. Okay, my second purchase, which actually was my first at the festival, was from this shop, Wolle Zoberweis, and it is pins. So I got two for me. And actually, I think the one with the little dinosaur, it's a pink dinosaur. There you go. And it says, I'm so pretty. So, because I'm not the kind of person that I would say that I'm so pretty, and it's like pinkish, I think I'm gonna gift it to my niece. And I think she's gonna like it. She's coming in 10 days, and I'm gonna gift her her beanie that I made. And it has this light pink, so maybe I will put it in her package. And then I got this one for me, which says love. It's very simple. It reminds me, you know, of this kind of tattoos. And I have a pin that I always have it in my Ghosts horses sweater that makes fuck off, I'll do what I want. And I was thinking that it will be very cute to have the love one just next to it or just below it as a contrast. Like, I'm saying you to fuck off, but with love, you know. I'm a kind person. I'm a loving person, but just fuck off. Yeah. How many times can someone say the F word? Well, many. And then I got also a gift one, which started because of my pin of the fuck off, because somebody wanted it bad and I wanted to gift it to her, but of course I can't find the same one. And I just find this one, and it's the world, and it says you are worthy of everything good in this world. And I thought that it was very kind and nice, and she does she is worthy of everything good in this world. And it was very cute, so I got that one. And then there was this beautiful lady, Anne. Where do I have my notes? So her name is Anna Allers, and she has those accessories and beautiful things. And I think she's selling everything and some things in with a discount, because she's closing up her shop. She will be also organizing one festival in Hamburg, and I haven't been in Hamburg, Germany, and I have a very good friend who lives there, and I'm really thinking about it. You know, it's like the perfect opportunity to go, but we'll see. Anyways, and she has this very cute accessorized. I got this case that has little strawberries, like how cute they are. There are also other several motifs, and it has magnets, so it opens and it closes with magnets. And there's a center magnet for you to put your sewing needles and all that. I got this because I'm the master of losing my sewing needles, and I thought with this maybe I won't. Yay! And she had also several little postcards, and so I got this one, and I also got this one, which feels more Christmassy, but I really like the vibe, how this cute couple or friends are just having a good time, and you know, maybe they're chatting, maybe they're talking, maybe they're just not saying anything and they just soak up in the moment while stitching away. Yeah. I think just me saying those words, I'm just falling in love with the card. Yeah, so this is her website is wondersea.de. I will write it down because I will forget it. Yes, and I'm not good with that. And then meeting up people. It was so wonderful to see Maria Gomez, Jonna from Lane Magazine, to see them again because we were together at Porto. It was nice to meet Tina from Finland, that she also organizes there a festival. She has a beautiful shop. I was so honored, and it was really, really nice for me that, and I find it very kind of her. And I'm talking of Melanie Berg. She came to my booth to say hi every day, and we didn't exchange much. I think with Melanie, we never really had the time to sit next to each other and talk about life, about anything, you know, to have a deeper connection. But it was really nice of her to come and say hi and check on me. I'm very grateful of her. Passing through the booth was I saw Hohi and Vera Valimaki. Vera is also a person that I would really like to have a chat, like more than 5 minutes. It would be like wonderful. They're both, of course. Hohi is also really kind, but I don't know, there's something about Vera that I think will be the kinds of, say, mischievous, like in the same shenanigans. Then also Justina Lurkowska, that I hadn't seen for many years, I think. And she also was really, really cool to see again. I want to thank also my Belgian client, Nathalie, which was there by herself. So I told her, you know, if she felt alone or she needed something to leave, that I had a bit of space on my booth, and she hanged out. But I have to say thank you for her, at her, because she would take the time, you know, to take pictures of me and people. So, and then she sent them to me. So thank you, Natalie, for that. And I'm keeping her last. And then it was really cool also to meet Polka Knits, which was wonderful. We had connected a bit through Instagram, and she was very kind. She also gifted me some chocolate. It was really cool. And also I met Poseidon Knits. He's a designer from Turkey. We also had connected through Instagram, and we went for lunch my last day, actually for coffee. And we visited a yarn shop together. I will tell you all about later on. And it was really, really nice. He he seems, you know, very gentle and kind like his knits, and he is very gentle and kind in person, and a very soothing energy. I think me next to him, I might have felt a bit, you know, lots of energy, or maybe even a bit chaotic, you know, like being, oh, it's so nice to see you. And then he's like so calm that I'm like, okay, Liz, calm down. And then I'm calm. And then it's like very, yeah, I can be calm too, but it's just that I'm too excited to be calm when I'm, you know, with people that I don't see enough, or, you know, often. And especially in a yarn festival, like, come on, what is there not to be excited, right? Then, of course, I saw also the girls from Town House Yarns, that they're wonderful and beautiful. And yeah, there was a big stress for me in this festival, which was that my box had arrived in Berlin the week before the festival, because I sent it before I left for Portugal, because if I would ship it after my arriving from Portugal, it might have arrived too late. So it was there, and it was tried to be delivered, but they couldn't deliver it because the people of the festival were in vacation. So I was a bit frustrated with that information, because if you organize something big, how can you leave for vacation just a week before? But on the other hand, everybody, you know, everything should work fine. Like, they're trying to deliver something, you have a piece of paper, and then you go and get it, right? Right. So me, on Monday before the festival, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna bother them with my box, you know. So I sent an email with a bit more information, you know, like asking about it on Wednesday. And actually, they had a tip for a box, but it wasn't mine. So when the people that tried to deliver my box, they never left a paper. And they couldn't get it because they had to go to another depot, and they needed that code that this paper had. Like, the tracking number wasn't enough. Like, come on. So on Friday, I'm going there to set up my booth, and I'm informed that my yarns hasn't arrived, and that Friday was a bank holiday, so everything was closed. Thankfully, that the post office in Germany are open also on Saturday morning, because, for example, in Greece, they're closed. So very early, somebody on Saturday morning, if they could have the code from the phone, by phone, then somebody could go and get it. So there were lots of ifs, but thankfully the yarn arrived 20 minutes before the festival started, and I was very happy. Everybody was relieved that I had some things. And I was very happy for anyone who came to buy yarn from me. I am very thankful. And I'm also very thankful of Sabine, who has a yarn shop, which is Wollgenus Berlin. I know I don't pronounce it well. It might be Wollgenus. I really don't know. I will talk about her again later on, because I went to her shop. And I had some Samskara left on Sunday morning, and she came by. She really liked the base, and she got all of the yarns and that I had left to put into her shop. So I asked her when she was open, because I had a few days after the festival to just be around Berlin and take some time also for myself. And it was a really great choice. I was very happy to do that. And Samskara was very well received, and I'm very happy to say that she will be having it. Yes! So thank you very much, Sabine, for giving a try and trusting my yarns and making space for Trelise in your beautiful shop. I will tell more and show more later on. And last but not least, talking about the festival, is that I saw again Suzanne. And when I'm talking about Suzanne, everybody should know that I'm talking about Sauce Knit. Me and Suzanne have been friends for a very long time now. We actually met face-to-face in the Berlin Knits 2017. That's when I was saying, oh, I need a sweater with this color, and it was Suspicious Mind. And back then there was a guy, Nathan, with us, who also dyed some yarn in the time, that he was like, come on, Liz, that's gonna be too crazy of a colorway. And then Suzanne arrives, and after a workshop that she was teaching, and I told her, okay, Suzanne, I know you will get me because she loves teals and blues. Like, I think we need a sweater with this color. And she's like, oh yeah. And maybe a contrasting. And then she couldn't know what to choose. And I chose Papa, Don't Preach. And she was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, I don't care. Whenever it comes, it will come to you and all that. And at some point, she also got some Manawee and another color. And that's when she come up first with the Lizzie shawl. And then the Lizzie sweater came to be with those colors. And it was so wonderful, so amazing. I love my Lizzie sweater. And that's the only pattern that I've done twice. One for me and one for Flavie, who made me this beautiful sweater. And I was thinking that I need to do another Lizzie sweater, maybe in Mires and Samskara, I don't know, we'll see. And yeah, and anyways, all that to say that I was very excited to see her, very happy to see her. And she's made the top with my Mires in Reality to Experience. I love it. I need to make it, but when, I don't know. It's really cute. And after the festival, she was leaving on Monday evening. And just before, we decided to go around and look around. And we ended up in a Japanese paper shop, you guys. Okay, I'm realizing that I haven't said something. And before gushing about the Japanese paper shop, a big shout out to Anne, who makes beautiful bags, beautiful little tags. I didn't have the time to really see her, but she gave me a little stitch marker as a reminder, and I thank you very much. I know that the cards are spring painted by her son, that is now 11, no, or he's 13. Oh my God, I don't remember, so sorry. But he's very cute, he's grown, and yeah, I always remember him, you know, being with her in festivals, being very creative, and I'm very happy that he's helping his mom. So thank you, Anne, for the little gift. And now I am free to gush out about the Japanese paper shop. So I think we were at Bikini Berlin, which is like a little mall that is very cute and nice. And then there's this Japanese paper shop. Like, come on, we had to go in and we gushed out for so many things. We were there at least for an hour and a half, at least. We were looking all of the things and then we decided what to get. Okay, so sorry, I'm taking off some things from the paper bag that you don't need to see. Yes, I will keep some secrets. So, what did I got? What did I got? So, I got a notebook that is squared and simple. But if you feel the paper is like leather, like really. I had even forgot that I got those. Those are little sheets to bookmark pages, and I got them for my reading, and I had forgot about them. So just a notepad, and then pens. So I got those three. So red, green, and mustard fine pens, which are perfect to write on this kind of paper. And also one that has, you know, just 3 color pens, but that it's erasable. Like, people, come on. Yeah, I know. And then I got stamps. Yeah, are they called stamps? Stamps, yes, I think. So I got a lucky clover. I got a tooth for my sister because she's a dentist. And then I got a little hedgehog for my niece. Or did I got the hedgehog for me because it's orange and I took the lucky clover for her? I don't know. I will ask her which one she wants. And they are erasable. Like, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. I needed just to enable my inner child, and I'm very happy with them. Very happy. And then there was a series of postcards, but me and Suzanne, we have the same idea. We want to hang them as artwork, and we got some of the same ones. So this one with the sheep, I know that she got it. I remember it. Then I got these little colorful thoughts. I'll say thoughts and not demons. I fell in love with this one. And this one gives me vibes of Little Red Riding Hood. And it is my favorite tale. There's lots of versions of it. And I do believe that our favorite tales of when we were young are saying lots about our psyches and the patterns in our lives. So yeah, and I recognize mine, and definitely yes. And then I wanted one colorful, and I wanted one, and there weren't so many that were very, very colorful, but look at this big bunny. So I got those 4. Actually, I was supposed to paint my living room and my entrance hallway this weekend, but it's kind of rainy and very humid. So then I decided to not do that just yet and to paint it in the springtime. So even if there's, you know, rain, like, it can, at least with the heat, dry fast. And my idea is to just put everywhere artwork, small ones, big ones, and that they will be changing depending what I paint, what I give as gifts, and for it to be very colorful, maybe a bit chaotic. I don't mind, why not? And just random things, different vibes from different people, artwork or pictures, posters. And while I'm saying that, before the festival, I did a few rounds into bookshops, and I found this, I think it's silk screen printed, and it was for this festival, Berlin Bost, and I found it really nice. There's a vibe of nostalgia, maybe romanticism, but without being too ñoño, too girly, I guess. I don't know. And then I saw this, carry flowers, not guns. And yeah, so I don't know what it will be, but I just can't wait. And yeah, and also to put plants in the walls, on the walls. And I'm trying to find, you know, specific pots that I can wall hang so the cats will not go, and I can finally have the jungle I want, I need. So yeah, so that's kind of it about that. So with Suzanne, again, we had a wonderful time. We passed a lot of time in this bookshop, and then we wanted something sugary, and she has a favorite donut shop, and so we went, and it was so good. So we had a donut before walking to the train station because she was leaving. And yeah, then I just continued on with my adventures, and it was really cool. So then I might go a bit faster now because it's already half an hour podcast. Oh my God. So I went to Yarn Over Berlin, and I went there with Poseidon and the We Yarn Company. He's a dyer in the Netherlands. He's Scottish. And we had a really fun time, you know, being and looking around at Yarn Over Berlin, which is the yarn shop. Their owners are the ones who organize the festival in Berlin Knits. And it was really nice to just say thank you, you know, for everything, for the organization. It was really cool also to see Isabel Kramer there, and we kind of have a tradition without really doing an appointment, but the next day we kind of bump into each other in a yarn shop, which I find really kind and cool. And it's always nice to see Isabel. We chatted a bit and all that. And Poseidon is making, you might have seen in his stories, a beautiful hat, and he's holding double the yarn. And of course, I want to do that hat, and I also love for hats to have two strands of yarns together because the stitches are a bit more tight, and there's less wind coming in through the stitches. So I really like that, and I really like doing hats. And also he's making his hat from the center to the brim, to the ribbing. And of course, I like to mix two colors. And of course, I thought that this could be a cool way to do hats and also gifts. So I got some yarn, and I got, excuse me, the new base from Wool Dreamers, which is, I think, called Nivaras. I'm not sure about this letter. And I really like the tag. And there's a donkey. So me from far away, my mind is like, oh, donkey yarn. Like really. Even if it was possible, it would be so scratchy, like really scratchy. But yeah, my head is like donkey yarn. So I got this beautiful color, which is Storm and Rust, which is a bit more pale. Yes, this is the color a bit closer. Well, here it looks a bit darker. No, it is more pale. And I got also the golden, which is a nice green. It looks a bit like Machu Picchu, but darker. Anyways, so actually in the beginning, I got those two and a very dark red. I thought that it was very dark red with the lighting in the shop, but I got outside and it was a deep purple, but it was like a purple, like a girlish purple, like a purple that is turned more into the reds than the blues. Otherwise I wouldn't mind, because I want to do a hat for a friend, and for a guy friend, and he is like a bit not into very vibrant colors. And the purple, I thought to knit two strands of the purple that I thought it was red with the green, but then it wasn't, like it wouldn't have worked out, I think, for him. So I got this, and this I think is the most interesting colorway of all, Storm, because it has lots of different colors. So there's a bit of yellow in there, there's a bit of purple, a bit of red. And so I think those two knitted together would be like a really cool guy's hat. and then with the rest to make another one, maybe for me or for a friend or whatever. So that's why there are 3 skeins, otherwise they would have been only 2. So yes, that was my purchase from Yarn Over Berlin. Then we had a tea and a coffee with Poseidon Knits and the We Yarn Company. I'm sorry, I don't remember their little names. Little, how do you say their last names? Yes. So anyways, you know, that's who I'm talking about. And I know of who I'm talking about. Of course, I took the time then on Tuesday to go to the National Gallery. It was really, really cool. It was very interesting. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I was very sad that I didn't had the time to see the Yoko Ono exhibition because it was over, and that was sad, but I was very happy to see the exhibition that's over there. And it was very interesting because they were talking about how before the First World War until now the art movements have changed, and how, you know, more the West got into more abstract arts, while you know, the Eastern side and the difference between West and East Germany through those years, how it was. So it was very interesting, and also it was touching also about how feminism started, how different artists would embody the about the constrictions of the woman's body and the expression of women. And I think they're still very contemporary, and yeah, because if we think about those works and videos that the films, short films that those artists made, they aren't that back far in history, you know, they're like maybe 40 years old, like I'm 40, like come on. Some of them are a bit older, but even like if they were, let's say 100 years old, like in the history of mankind, it's just such a short time, which is, yeah, quite crazy. Anyways, and after visiting this wonderful, really beautiful museum, that I also got some postcards that I'm gonna try to find now. Okay, so I found my postcards that I got from there, and I also got a little book. I got a little book of Yoko Ono, Everything in the Universe is Unfinished. I haven't even opened it yet. And then I got some postcards. Again, maybe they will be in my wall, maybe on my fridge, I don't know, maybe I will gift them. And these 3 are from the same artist. And I find it quite funny because it kind of reminds me of my last painting. Anyways, where should I go for it? Which is funny because he has it like more of a dripping, you know, like that, horizontal. But mine, I made it like this. And it's funny because after I paint, like before, I don't have any idea what I'm gonna do. And then I see things in my paintings. And before I had this big one over here, and now before I had it in a landscape position, and now I have it in a portrait position, and I see things in it. So I don't know what that means, but I find it interesting. So anyway, so these 3 are from, I don't remember his name. Yes, Gerhard Richter. And they had also an exhibition about him. And he was also very interesting, his works, very abstract. He was also using optics. And as an optometrist, I love the optics, the perspectives, the refractions. I like to take pictures of refractive objects and not especially the object by itself. So really find it really nice. And yeah, I will try and put some things that I saw there. And there I got two quotes. One of Yoko Ono, and one, it's better to dance than to march through life. And those I might hang them, or I might just have them as bookmarks. And then there's this one, and I don't know why, it makes me a bit emotional, because it said, send a hole to see the sky through. Yoko Ono, 1964. So yeah. Now, I don't know why, I feel very emotional. And it's like, do I need a hole to see the sky through? Do I need a hole to see the world through? Do I need a hole to see you through? And even more importantly, do I need a hole to see myself through? And while we're talking about optics, in optometry, there's the pinhole. So the pinhole is like when you put, like different lenses to see, if you're seeing better or not. There's a little one that it's black, and there's a little hole, like this postcard, but just a very tiny one, and we call it the pinhole. And through the pinhole, it's in our eyes, there's refractive light that comes from everywhere. So sometimes, well, all the time, even if someone sees well, we have some refraction errors, quote unquote, and we might not see blurry. So if there's a myopic eye or whatever, there's something that's going on in the optic system, well, in this part of the eyeball, you will have some errors. Even with the best correction possible, there will be an error. But while you put the pinhole, you will see much clearer whatever you have as a lens, because there's only the light that goes through the eye that doesn't have to refract in a big angle. It just goes straight through to the middle of your retina, and it's the most clearest that you can see. And that's why people that don't see very clearly squint their eyes, because when you squint your eyes, you have more of these rays of light that go straight to your retina without having a big angle to refract to it. Anyways, a big thing that I'm not sure if Yoko Ono knew about that, but yeah, even a hole is not just a hole. Maybe all that just to say that. How poetic of me. I know, I'm a poet. Anyways, and then I went to Wolgen's, so to see Sabine and to see where my Samskara yarn ended up. And it's a very cute shop and really beautiful. She has a big area of yarns that are less expensive for all tastes, and others in smaller quantities, but they are just so beautiful and the qualities are really, really nice. And she has beautiful bags, beautiful accessories, like really, really beautiful. If you go to Berlin, check it out for sure. And I had the beautiful surprise that she had my Samskara in two places, one in the window and one near the good yarns, let's say. And more than the half of it were gone. And I was like, whoa, what happened? I'm so happy, And she told me that one of her clients saw it, she fell in love with it, and she took it. and she would be interested to have more. So soon she will have more, and I'm very happy and very flattered. She also got some yarn from Felicippunto. When I went there, she also had some Pasquale yarns, and I really love some of their yarns. And she had their new base with cashmere, which is really a delight. Really, really a delight. And I'm very, very happy. I was actually tempted to get some of that. But what I got is something that I don't find usually. And I got one that will be a gift. And I'm not saying for whom. So it's the Shawl, the Zomberbal Crazy, which will make this kind of a pattern. And yeah, I got it as a gift. And then I got two smaller balls for me, which are 50 grams, and it's the edition 3, it's called. And it is what it is as the composition. It's merino wool, yes, and it's merino wool. And it's just, again, changing colors. And I thought about making headbands. And I love headbands, as you can see, I wear them all the time. And also Suzanne, has a beautiful headband, which is with brioche. I love brioche, and I haven't done brioche for a long time. And I really miss it. So I thought, you know, just to put them together or with my own yarns or leftovers to make headbands. I think I see myself with lots of smaller projects. And while I'm talking about projects, what am I knitting? Well, if you've seen the last podcast, you've seen that I'm knitting this Skyward by Jonna Hill, and that's it. She used boucle yarn, and I'm using a DK mohair blend that I'm trying for maybe having it. Well, I'm trying several DK fluffy yarns, but I had a bit more of that, and I had dyed it in Manawee, which if you know, if you're not new here, you know that it's one of my favorite colorways, if not the most favorite of them all, because I love orange. And so I've done the body, and now I'm in the sleeves. And it's funny, like it's doing this pulling thing. On the back, it started doing the pulling over here. And I have to say, because I didn't want to have a bigger blob of pink, I cut the yarn and I put here the darker part of the sleeve. And now it's doing this pulling that I like. Like, I prefer this very kind of stripy, zigzaggy pulling than this kind of pulling. Yes. And I'm very happy with it. It's very satisfying. It's 7mm needles. It goes very fast. And it's very squishy. And guys, for mohair, it's very, very soft. I know that mohair is a bit scratchy for other people, but it is very enjoyable, and it's not fluffing around when you work with it. So I'm very satisfied with it. But I know that the stockist of this yarn doesn't always have it. So I'm not sure. I will have to talk with him. And then I have one with Suri alpaca, a bit of wool and a bit of silk, that it's very squishy, and the price is still reasonable. And then there's one just with Suri and silk, and it's like, oh my god, that is the most buttery thing I've ever felt. But the price to sell it will be way higher. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I don't think I will get with the most expensive base, because it's quite expensive. And as a DK, it has less meters, but it's very satisfying. You know, you can like knit it with bigger needles to remedy that. But on the other hand, I want to find the greatest combo of satisfaction, softness, but also price. And then I always wanted a DK mohair, but without nylon. Here there's just a tiny bit of nylon. And on the other hand, I'm thinking that because I don't have a suri, maybe having a DK suri would bring something to trellis that is completely new. But either way, I will let you know. So please don't ask me when this will be available. I have no idea if this particular brace will be available. I still need to figure that out with the stockist and with the other bases. So this is still in trial, but I'm very excited to show it to you finished. So yes, of course, as you know me, I went to a bookshop. There were like lots of different smaller bookshops that they were mainly German, so I didn't get to buy books. I went to one that was really cool, and I remember the name because like the name is The Curious Fox, like come on. And it wasn't that far from where I lived, so it was really, really nice. Beautiful shop, and it had a nice collection also of English books. And then I went to Shakespeare's something, and that place, I want to make a place like that in Greece. Like everywhere should have a place like that. So it is like a very long shop, and it has these big bookshelves on one side, and then you have a little spot where you can sit, and you either read or eat, because there's also a little place that there's like a coffee shop, but it's also like a bagel store. So you can choose like from 5 set-ins bagels that they have, or you can create your own bagel, and you can choose over 4 or 5 different bread of bagels. So it's just simple, but not simple, but amazing, like crazy. So, but the thing is that if you sit, you have to be also quiet. If you sit inside, you have to be also quiet and respectful that other people are either working or reading. And I found that so satisfying, and I sat there and I got a book and I read, and I felt so connected with my book, and I blended in my surroundings that I haven't in a long time. And I'm really thankful about that moment, because it really gave me a push about my reading. And so what I was reading is a book by James Baldwin, No Name in the Street. And I had also a pen. I usually don't like to write, but I didn't have anything to put tabs. So I'm just, underlining some things that are talking to me. This is my bookmarker. Yeah, I know. I can be romantic like that. Anyways. I'm in the middle of it, just before the middle, and I have to say, I feel very connected to him, what he's talking about. Some things I cannot comprehend because it's not my experience, but other things are very similar or are very profoundly real. And I love the vulnerability of it up until now. So I don't think that it will change, but there you go. And then last but not least, it was the first time that I went and danced the kind of dance that I do, that I practice, which are more swing dances. It's actually, The dances are not swing, because there isn't a dance that's called swing. It's swing is the music, and then the dances is Lindy Hop, Boogie Woogie, Balboa, Shag. I dance mostly Boogie Woogie, which is like rock and roll. It's very close to it, and Lindy Hop. And I know a bit of, it's called collegiate Shag for short. So it was really nice because I went to 2 parties. It was very freeing because I didn't know anyone. I didn't know who the good dancers were, who the bad dancers are. You know, there was like no prejudice. You just go, somebody asks you to dance, or you ask somebody to dance, and then you just dance. And I met 3 people, like a little group, that they're coming for a dance festival that there will be in Greece in December. I'm not sure if I will be going because I have a theater thing, but anyways, might have a theater thing. But it was really great to connect in a different level. And also when I came back and went to my usual, you know, dance party night, whatever, I felt different and more free. So it was really nice to experience that. And also as a dancer, that I don't think of myself like a very good dancer, but I'm not anymore either a beginner. I felt like there was a moment like of not being so self-conscious of what I'm doing and just being in the moment and being present. So I think that the learning curve, you know, has arrived in a point where I'm more just there in the flow, enjoying it. Not that before you're not, but you're more in your thoughts and not so much in your body. And that was really nice, and I'm very happy. So if I find another, you know, kind of boogie night or, you know, Lindy Hop night in my travels, I will definitely go, because it was really nice. And not only connecting in my travels with the knitting woolly community, but also with the dance community. So that's really cool. And yeah, I'm very thankful for my time in Berlin. I'm sure I haven't said things, I haven't shared, you know, other moments that while they were happening, I was like, oh, I should say that on my podcast. Yeah, that's for sure. And I'm sad, but yeah, how can you put like 6 days in a podcast? Yeah, and the podcast is an hour now, and I think that's gonna be good. There's lots of yarn on the website you can grab. And yeah, and if you're not subscribed on my newsletter, just go, because I will put a discount code on the newsletter, and we'll see if I'll share it also on Instagram. I will, but you know, Instagram as it is, lots of people don't see reels or things or stories, and I'm a bit scared that you're gonna miss the information. So just go to trellis.eu and subscribe in the newsletter. And I'm really not good on doing newsletters, so you will not be spammed by newsletters by me, that's for sure. But from time to time I do send ones, and they're very short, and yeah, just the essential. So thank you a lot for being here with me. I hope you had a good time. And yeah, don't forget, colors power and fiber is our weapon.